third, fourth, and fifth grade. It's getting close to the end of the year, and we've been doing a lot of two-dimensional work, a lot of drawing and painting. So I thought it'd be fun for the end of the year to do something three-dimensional. And I really want you to take your time with this project and have fun with it. So we are going to be making our own cardboard roll dragons. And this dragon is by no means finished, so I'll show you what we can add to him as we go along. But first, how to make the dragon itself. So as I posted, I hope you saw in my post that to try to collect as many of these as you could over the week. Hopefully maybe even over the weekend. They're from, you can get them from paper towel rolls, wrapping paper rolls, toilet paper rolls. If you don't have any, don't worry, because you can make your own. If you have a piece of watercolor paper, or if you, even regular paper will work for this, but watercolor paper is a little better because it's a little stronger. You can just roll it up and tape the edges, or even if you had a stapler, you want to staple the edges, you can make your own rolls. So, to start off your dragon, you want to start with the head. And so what I'm going to do is and this is going to be something that's important for all the parts of the dragon, is you can kind of crunch your roll down, and then I'm going to cut out his fearsome mouth here. And in the document that goes along with this, I'll show you some different examples, but there's the beginning of his mouth when we open it up. And if you want to cut out some teeth, you can. For the sake of time, I'm just going to cut out a couple teeth. And whatever you cut out of this, save, because you might be able to use it for the ears or the scales as you go along. So now he has some teeth. You will probably want to add more. And you can also make the teeth out of construction paper and tape them in there. I'm using tape for this example. If you want to use glue, that's fine too. So then we need his ears, or maybe their scales on the edge. So we're going to fold this down the other way now. So we had it that way, now we're folding it this way. And I might make this a good time to also make his nose a little more pointed. And you just want to make a couple slits, one on each side. So you can see I made these little slits. I'm going to open it back up again. And you can see the little triangles that I cut out. Now I can put those in the slits, and I have ears or maybe side scales. So there you have it. So then you can use your next roll to make the neck. Again, we're going to fold this in half, like that. And this time, I want to cut an angle so that this sits in there better. So I'm going to cut an angle like that, so that my head can just sit right in there. And I'm going to glue it in. Or tape it on, rather. Tape it on. So there I have my head. And you just want to keep going along. So now, when I connect the body, I'm going to break this in half again. Cut it off at an angle again. And I can fit my head in there. And you can make your dragon as long as you want it to be. So you can keep taping more parts onto it if you wish. And then one thing that works really well for the tail, so you can also make your tail out of construction paper. You can start at where the roll kind of, you can see this little indent there. You can try to unwind it. You end up with this nice kind of curly part. You might want to trim it so it is more of a straight line, and that can be the tail of your dragon. You can also make the tail with construction paper. When you want to add your scales on, it's that same technique where you would fold this down and you just make some little tabs for yourself, and you can stick these in and make some scales. And if you want to do this in a different way, that is fine too. I'm interested to see some different creative ways you come up with to make your dragons. Your dragon can have little feet that you make out of cardboard or construction paper. It doesn't have to. And then to make the wings, you just want to get a piece of construction paper. If you don't have construction paper, you can use a piece of white paper and maybe draw the wing design onto that and color it in before you cut it out. So just kind of like you might make a heart or a butterfly, you're going to fold your paper in half and draw a nice dragon wing. Maybe I'll make it a little more pointed. And then you have your wings, and you could just tape the wings onto here. This dragon could have two sets of wings, or you can cut it and fold down a portion of it and tape it on like that. That's how I taped this on. It sort of helps to have this folded part that you can tape onto the edge. I'll just show you how I do that. I kind of like the idea of this dragon having two sets of wings. So then you want to think about how you want to decorate your dragon. And you can use marker. Maybe you want to you can start drawing his eyes. You could draw some scales. So you really want to think about, once you have your dragon, what kind of details can you add to him? Now you can draw the scales on. If you have construction paper, another fun technique is you can cut strips. And this is something where you might want to work with glue. And you would make the strips kind of rippled like this. And wind it around, and you would keep layering ripples on it in different colors. So maybe I will add some red. So you can see those are going to kind of layer together to create a scale effect, and I could tape those on as well, or glue them on. So I don't want to, you want to try to cover up all the cardboard so that we don't really see much of it. And then, of course, you can always use collage paper. So I had this piece of collage paper. I thought it would be fun to make the dragon's fire coming out of his mouth. So I'm going to make kind of like some little curls here to help me as I cut it out. some flames. And there's his flames coming out of his mouth. And tissue paper is great to use too if you have tissue paper around. I'm just going to tape that in there. And there's the flames coming out of his mouth. You could add nostrils. Think about materials you have around that you could add. And if you want to, hopefully if you get one that you really like, you can even attach a piece of string and hang it from somewhere in your room. So have fun with it. I'm looking forward to seeing what you make. And have a great summer.